2024 is coming to an end. The December issue of Down East magazine is now out. And with us here to talk about some of the things that are in that issue, Editor-in-Chief Will Grunewald. Thanks for coming in. It's good to have you.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
Has this year gone by quickly for you? I know that your life is sort of divided into 12ths with a magazine each month, but shoom, here we are at the end already.
Every month blows by. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the nature of our business. The years go by quickly. Let's talk about some of what is in this December issue. Curling has really gotten kind of a boost in the last few years because of the Winter Olympics. I think people have caught on to it in a way that they hadn't for decades. Curling has been around in Maine for a long time. You've got a feature on pond curling, which is something I had not heard of before.
Yeah, it's kind of a new innovation in these parts. So curling, for anyone who isn't familiar, right, it kind of looks like shuffleboard on ice, which is underselling it, you know,
Yeah.
but that gives you like a general visual. There's one place in Maine, the Belfast Curling Club, that is like a dedicated curling facility.
Right, been around a long time, and people may have heard about that.
Yeah, definitely. And during the early days of the pandemic, the club was shut down because it's an indoor space, and so some of its members decided to take the sport outdoors, and they do it on Chickawaukee Pond in Rockland. And came up with some cool innovations. Like normally you curl with these polished granite, I don't know what you'd call them, large pucks basically, and those would get beat up on rough natural ice. So instead they filled stainless steel mixing bowls with cement. So it's not like a self-serious bunch,
Right. Very good though. It's a nice Maine tradition in the making. I hope it'll be around for a long time. Moving on, a brief article on the redevelopment of Biddeford Saco. This is a community that has changed a lot. You guys take a quick look at what has happened there over the last 2 decades or so.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been 20 years now since a developer, Doug Sanford, started buying up the Pepperell Milk Complex with this vision of developing it into a mixed-use space. And it had been a textile operation for centuries. Right. And it took a lot of vision, I think, to do that. And if you visit now, that building that was essentially empty is full of breweries, distilleries, restaurants, coffee roasters, condos, all sorts of stuff. It's been a pretty remarkable turnaround in just the period of a couple of decades.
An extraordinary transformation, without question. Let's end with what is always one of my favorite features that you do each year, and that is the Reader Photo Contest. Pretty simple. You ask people, send us your best pictures from the last year. We're going to look at just a few of them, and we'll begin with a shot from the Bold Coast, a hiker with child on the rocks.
Yeah, I really like this photo. It's just sort of a classically Maine scene. You've got your granite, your fog, your ocean, and it also conveys this sort of like passing down of an appreciation for the landscape from one generation to the next with the kid in the backpack.
It has a timeless quality that struck me. It looks like it could have been taken 30 years ago, 60 years ago, whatever. I liked it a lot. In the nature category, the wildlife category, I forgot exactly what it was, a beautiful shot of an egret.
Yeah, it's it's an egret that's just fished a minnow out of the water, and it's perfectly still. There's a gorgeous reflection of this scene that you could almost turn it upside down and you would see no difference. And yeah, it just has this like sort of balance of like stillness and action together. It's really wonderful.
Just looking at it made me feel calmer.
Yes.
And we'll end with one more winter landscape shot from the Rachel Carson National Wildlife Refuge in York County.
Yeah, so this photo, I think it's one of those like really fleeting scenes that Maine weather, offers us, where what you see in it is trees, stands of trees totally frosted with snow on the marsh, and the marsh itself has not a drop of, not a flake on it, and it creates this almost like fairy tale setting or something like that is going to melt and be gone.
Yeah, that scene could change in minutes and definitely probably within hours. All right, we got to leave it there. That and more in the December issue of Down East. Will, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. More information on that issue in the 207 section of our app or website. Stay with us. Back with more right after this.